Hello, beautiful beings. How are we doing today? Just in case anybody didn't know, I literally just posted a video of Khan making tortillas in the Discord. So you guys can see what I'm talking about when I say that he's making tortillas. He's also kind of jumpy because Leaf Blower Guy is outside and making a lot of really loud noises. So both of us are a little jumpy today. And of course, Khan is literally right behind my head. So whenever he gets scared and just boings around, it also scares me because it is a very sudden movement right next to my head. So that might be a thing continuing on throughout the stream. Hello, Grim. Hi, Shawnee. Hi, Cap. Have I missed anybody? I don't think.
Show me your hands.
I think that's our crew so far. All right.
Oh my god, why can't you just take the freaking Taco Bell?
And then wrist stretchies. Stars has gone to bed, which was demanded. I told her she had to. I say that. She decided to go to bed. Yeah, Grim has the whole gambit when she comes into stream. That's just how it works. So often if I hear a hydrate and then a stretchy, I'm like, Grim is here. I do a sippy. And then complimenting myself. I was overwhelmed by a task, and so I split the task up into smaller pieces to make it more manageable, and then it wasn't so scary, and my brain let me do it. So we're learning some coping mechanisms, and we're doing good with that. Never you mind that this situation was in Animal Crossing. Don't worry about it. But I signed into Animal Crossing yesterday and decided that it was time to finally tackle the overwhelming flower situation, because part of the reason that I don't play it a super huge amount, and part of the reason why I burned out on it in the first place, is because my island has so many flowers that I cannot walk through my island without it lagging. So we're fixing that. Well, so I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If I'm playing Animal Crossing, something is wrong with my brain. The only time that I want to play Animal Crossing is when I'm so depressed that my brain is telling me that I should die. So, it's not a good sign that I wanted to play Animal Crossing. But, you know, of the options of things to do when my brain is yelling that at me, I think playing Animal Crossing is, like, probably healthier than most of the other options. Yep, exactly, Shawnee. And, like, Cap, I've talked to Cap about this, like, a lot, but, I have over 3,000 hours in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Because that's all I did when I was really badly depressed. Like, that was the only thing I could manage to do. I literally played that game for, like, 10 hours a day for over a year. Across 3 different towns. And each of them had a different theme. Yup. So, you know. Exactly, Shawnee. Exactly. And I have my bear boyfriend in there who has been with me since New Leaf. Since the beginning of my first New Leaf town. And he's always happy to see me, so it's nice. I also, I was hanging out in Sleepy Stream yesterday, and Beck, I can speak words, beautiful Beck, was mentioning that they have been trying to get a DIY recipe for a really long time for something and hadn't gotten it. And it's one that I know comes from one of the personalities that I have in my island. So I was like, I'll play and, like, check in, because it doesn't take long to check and see if that villager is doing a DIY, and I can check and see if that's it. Like, that's the one. So I will keep an eye out for Beck too to see if I can get that. Yeah, Biff is also not a super popular one. It's like, I don't know. I think everybody who has played Animal Crossing a lot has one villager that they despise for no other reason than they were in their town or village when they shouldn't be. For me, that's Brofina. Because number one, I hate chickens. Like, I do not like the chicken designs. I don't like birds. This is a well-known fact. And Brofina moved into the center of something that I was trying to make in my New Leaf town. Because I did this in New Horizons too, but in New Leaf, it was a lot harder to do, which is why I ended up playing this game for 10 hours a day, every day. But I moved all of my villagers' houses into a circle. A vague circle. So it's like, I kind of make it like a town square situation where we have everybody's house and then the shops and stuff are in the middle. But Brofina moved in when she shouldn't have, in a plot that was not in the right spot, in the middle of a playground I was making in part of my town, my main town. And then didn't leave for 9 months. I had to look at her stupid chicken face every day. I hate Brofina. She can fuck off. So yeah, it's one of those like nice chill games that everyone's like, oh, this is so wholesome. But you will see the most unhinged behavior when shit like this happens. So, you know. But I decided to start plucking all my flowers out. And like the entire main part of my island is covered in flowers. Thank you, Grim. You're such a good egg. And here's where we make a trans joke where you're not an egg, you've cracked. But yeah, so I'm clearing out the flowers in my main area, and I'm not even trying to keep any, I'm just tossing them. I'm literally throwing them away because I have so many flowers. Yeah, there you go. I left you one joke. You're welcome. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know which one of these I want to work on today. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really want to work on anything today. I want to go to bed right now and just stay unconscious for like 24 hours. But that's not a good option, so we're not doing that. But if anybody has a strong opinion on which one you would like to see first, let me know. I also am not feeling 100% aside from just the brain situation. We've had a lot of pressure shifts the past couple days. So, like, my sinuses are trying to kill me and my ears hurt really bad. And I honestly feel like if I could just stab something into my right eardrum, it would solve at least 30% of my problems. It would make like 10% more new problems, but the problem where it hurts because it feels like it can't equalize the pressure would be solved, I think. So, you know. Icon. Yeah, I know. You don't like the noises out there. I don't either. They're loud and scary. Yeah. I feel like we're all going through it, honestly. I don't know anybody who's, like, having a good day today. Is anybody having a good day? Because I sure as fuck am not. Yeah, we can do punk. That would be like, if I was making the decision for myself, I would probably do the punk one. Excellent, Diavra, and hello again. We love to hear it. Just because this one's a little bit more complicated than this one, and I front load my work. So I always do the hardest one first, which is why we finished the bird first, because this one was harder than the bugs. I do also have a project on the side that a couple people have seen. That I'm working on, that if we finish these two, I might work on stream for the end of the month. We'll see. Hi, BP! Curry ramen is also good. Thank you! It's technically on Wednesday, but I figure I can make the whole week about it. You know? I mean, technically I made most of the month about it. Yeah, thanks, BP. So I think the only thing I heard was that we should work on this guy. So, there's my, that's exciting. Yeah, my birthday, is kind of at a shit time, honestly. Because, like, in public school, it's, like, really late into summer vacation when people are still gone. So, like, nobody was around for my birthday party when I was a kid, and then in college, it was, like, always when school started. So I was always working on my birthday or having classes on my birthday. So, I don't know. It's just not the best time. But good luck, BP. I'm sure you'll do fine. Where did I put this? In here? Yes. I did. Me just trying to pull up my reference image and not remembering where I put anything because I reorganized all of my sketches and stuff in Procreate. Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing for dinner either. Okay, Khan is settled in. I think the leaf blower guy is done, so I'm gonna take this noise canceling off of my headset and we'll see if he starts up again. Salad is a good choice. Okay. So we have a little punk caterpillar. This is a pale tussock caterpillar. And he has like this little mohawk on him naturally. And I was like, that looks punk as fuck. And so I made him punk. I gave him eyeliner and I gave him little spikes on one of his fuzzies. And I put tiny little Doc Martens on him. And then he has a little vest that has safety pins and the anarchy symbol and some little studs on here. And then I kind of partially, I took inspiration from the Slipknot font, the band, and put silk here, so like Silk Knot instead of Slipknot. Hi Blib! So yeah, he's punk, and now we get to fill in his colors, which is mostly this color, which is why I picked it, because that's the color of the month. I do think I have decided that's not a true statement. I have not decided what material I want to make the vest here. Like either denim or leather, and I haven't really decided. But first, we will just layer this down. I do think I'll just do the body And then the legs are a little bit greener. So I could just lay this down and then put green over the top, but I think I will mix a separate color and lay that on top instead. I'm gonna end up needing to redo a lot of this line work digitally once I get it scanned, just because this color, I've mentioned before, it acts a little bit more like gouache, so it's a little bit more opaque, which means that it does go over the lines a bit in a way that kind of obscures them and makes it look crummy, in my opinion. So I've started cleaning those up digitally when I scan them, and like it's fine. Because I haven't sold any of the bugs, like they aren't up for sale or anything, so I'm like not really worried about it. Because if I'm doing something like this where it's like a big project, or I'm gonna make stickers out of them and stuff, I like to keep the original art just in case something happens with my scans. You know? Yeah, Leaf Blur Guy did start again the second I took my noise canceling off. Of course he did. I love my neighbors so much. They're so great. There's no need for him to be out there leaf blowing for a half hour or more. No reason. No reason at all. And I should actually clean off my palette. I've still got a burb color on there. I will hydrate, thank you. I'll also sniffle. Sippy accomplished, doing a stretch. Ooh, that's 35 of my joints crack. Thank God.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear.
Hello. Alright, I have also done a stretchy. I would like to feed my neighbors to the Blob 1958. Okay, I was doing that so I could mix this with some green. Enjoy which one? Oh, the Blob? I don't know that I've seen the remake. I think I've only seen the original. I think I'm gonna turn into the Joker today. I feel like the biggest threat I can make for me just losing it and going apeshit is instead of saying I'm going to turn into the Joker, just saying I'm going to turn into Jared Leto. Like not even a good Joker. Just a pile of shit who is way too self-obsessed. Just to get the severity of the situation across. I need to turn my noise canceling back on or I'm gonna murder my neighbor. Because he's just out there with his leaf blower constantly. It's not even a constant noise. He turns it off and then starts it again repeatedly. And like, what's the point? What is the point? Like, there's nothing out there. He hasn't even mowed his lawn. He's just blowing dust around for no reason. Just shut up. Okay. I think this is just pretty much the right color for the mohawk. I did consider making the mohawk like a funky color, but I feel like the kind of platinum blonde vibe also works. Like, he's bleached his mohawk to prepare it for another color. Alright, good. Good luck figuring out foods. Hi, Red Bean. Yeah, I know, Con. I don't like it either. Okay. Okay. I don't think either of these are gonna take super long, the bugs. Which is good, probably. Because, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're rapidly approaching the end of the month. I know, the passage of time. What the hell? I guess I will... Progress. the little hairs on his body are like a more intense yellow. So that's like easy peasy. I'm just gonna put some more of this like mixed like a slime green kind of color over everything to try and make it feel more uniform a little bit. Yeah, generally speaking, food for dinner is a good idea. You know. That the music reminded me that I still haven't listened through all of that one group that I wanted to for stream music. This is a pale tussock caterpillar, and then I've fancied him up to be a punk, because they naturally have like this little mohawk down their back. And I thought that was very punk of him, so I made him a little punker. And I can show you my reference photo for him in just a second. Let me just slap down these colors that I'm doing right now so I don't get really intense lines, and then I will show you the reference image. But this is our little guy. You can kind of see the like mohawk style here, and then he's got little spikies on the rest of him. And he has a little tail. I think I probably... Hi, Sleepy! Probably this one mixed with a little bit of this. Is the play here. Yeah. Okay, and I probably want a smaller brush for this. There's a lot of teeny tiny little details on this guy, so it's gonna take forever. Which is why I was like, if I was going to pick one of these two to do first, I would do this one first because it's harder. There's more tiny details. This one is going to be more broad strokes kind of situation. Welcome back, Cat. But I do think I'll be able to finish these and then work on the other thing that I started. But I want to get like at least pretty well ahead of before I show anybody else. Because it is a little bit of a surprise for someone. Which, like, it isn't like a gift or anything, but there are some details in that are for a specific person, so. I want to wait until it's clear before I show everybody. But it doesn't, it's not art that matches the color of the mints, so, which is part of why I've been doing it off stain. But I got that inked yesterday and I need to start putting flat colors on it. So that's the next step. I can. I do have the couch on here, but I would need to open up Fugi to switch my thing, so that would take a second. But yeah, Kat made me some arts. I did show Stars and Shawnee both. The both of us, like me and Stars. One that you sent. Thank you, Shawnee. But I will also, like, part of the reason I don't have it fully set up right now is because I'll need to move my tuber to a different spot when I use that. So I didn't set that up, like, now, because I know that I'll use that one on Wednesday. Hi, Rainbow, thank you. I guess really what I should have said is, do you want me to show people? Because I will go through the effort of showing people if you want me to show people. Otherwise, I will probably show it on Wednesday. I know. I'm aging rapidly. Okay. I could, like, actually say what I'm thinking in my head instead of just, like, rambling. Yeah, I figured you could, but I could also just, like, practice actually saying things correctly. I know, Sleepy. It's wild. I wake up one day and suddenly I have 67 more wrinkles. They appeared out of nowhere. Yeah, exactly. And, like, honestly, counting on somebody else to be able to read my mind is not a healthy choice, so. I need to decide how red I want to make his little tail. Because it's kind of like a more muted red. But I think I kind of want to make it brighter. And I'm allowed to do whatever I want because it's my art. So. Also, I think I'm leaning towards leather jacket, well, vest to match the docks. Because if I do make that denim, it pulls a whole new color in. And I think I would rather keep it a little more focused than that. True. That's the general color for that. I'm kind of just like blocking things in a little bit right now. Although this isn't going to take like long at all. I can probably finish this like today and still have some extra time. Unless we get like crazy chatty all of a sudden. Or if my neighbor shuts the fuck up for more than 5 minutes. Okay. Deciding on red. Yeah, sometimes, especially when I was like working retail, sometimes the sounds my hips make people wince, and it's pretty funny, honestly. It happens in modeling too, where like my hip will crack like really loudly, and somebody would go ooh, and like wince visibly with their face, and I always think that's very funny. You're like, yeah, do you want to trade bodies? I don't think that you do. What could be this? What does that do? That's too orangey, actually. If I do this. Yeah, that's fair, Sleepy. It is like a really intense sound, and like bones popping in general is well, I assumed it was your neck too, Sleepy, because we know how you like to be grabbed. Yeah, that's more the red that I want. Okay. When I forget what I did for this, it's Aussie red, gold, and magenta. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll use this first. This is fine. Do you think I'll probably end up putting a little bit more red over top of it? I also purposefully, like, there's no way that I could have included that detail without driving myself insane, but I did purposefully make the Doc Marten laces in ink so that they were black and could not be recolored. Because lace code is a thing, and most of the lace code that people know are for saying disgusting things. So I made sure to just like head that off at the pass. For those who don't know lace code, there's a lot of different colored laces that you can wear that basically say that you're a Nazi to everybody around you. Which is gross. Like, I hate that that's a real thing that people have to worry about, and that means that I can't buy certain colored laces for my docs. It's great. I love the society that we live in. But I made sure that my little punk caterpillar cannot be used for nefarious purposes. Nobody will Pepe this boy. Yeah, pretty much, Rainbow. Lace code is old, too. Back when you had to be private about being a Nazi, you know? Yeah, that's fair, Sleepy. Black laces are safe, and rainbow laces are safe. Those are the two that I have. I do think I'm gonna use the same color in the this. Yeah, they sure can. They are very determined to ruin so many things. I also hate that that's a thing that I had to like actively think about when I was doing this. I was like so careful about stuff. You want to make that clear that that's a tear. I guess I did put like frayed fibers, so I was thinking about this as denim when I started. Whatever. I can do what I want. It doesn't need to make sense. It's a bug wearing a vest. Like, it's fine. Hey. Brain function. Who is that? Nobody knows. I do have other little boys over here. Yes. Yes. Yeah, for real. I tried to crash the party and it just did not work. I'm trying to decide what green to use. Oh, I don't know that I told you guys. So, like, I also don't know that I've said it much lately, but my laptop has been resetting itself, like, more regularly again. And I've discovered that literally every time it force resets, that's because G-Hub has updated itself against my will. Every single time. In the past, like, month. So... I would like Logitech to fall off a cliff. And I don't think I'm alone in wishing this. What if I do this? That's okay. Like, you can add them if you want, but I didn't even notice, so I think you're good. Add a little bit highlight. E. I do like the position a lot. It is very how I would sit. Yeah, I figured it was. And you did get plenty of time looking at me and how I sit on your couch. Yeah, I would like that. Such a silly question. Like, oh, do you want to see a beautiful sunset? Yes, of course I want to fucking see it. Perfect. I love that. Not me forgetting which grain I was using. It's fine. I remembered eventually. Yeah, for sure. Which is funny because, like, Sleepy and I are the same height. About. I think Sleepy's like an inch taller than me. I keep changing my mind about what I want to do with the vest. And I think that I should probably just go with denim because that was clearly what I was thinking when I did it, like when I did the line art. Because I'm just overthinking it way too hard. Me overthinking something? Who would have thought? So now I'm one of those days where everything feels like so many steps and decisions. Okay, so you guys want to listen to all the dots I put together today? I'm sure you do. If you don't, you can leave. But I did realize that, like, one of the difficult things about having had the hysterectomy but still having my ovaries is that I still have a hormone cycle, but it is not nearly as obvious when the cycle starts. So, like, I kind of realized partway through today where I was just like, my brain has been telling me to kill myself for 3 days. That's gonna be PMDD. Like, I can't track via blood anymore. I have to track via my brain trying to, like, yeet me off of the planet. Which is not really a fun timer to have, you know? It makes it like a lot more difficult to realize what's going on, honestly, which I'm already not good at that. I think anybody with a menstrual cycle knows that, where like you're going through it and like everything feels like death, and then all of a sudden you look at your calendar, and even though this has happened to you every month since you turned 13, you're still like, oh, right. Except now, it's even harder to figure out. There's cat hair in every single one of my paints. Which, like, fair, but also, can we not do this, please? He really likes sitting on the table where my stuff is, and I will say he's very good about not stepping on my art or my stuff. He understands that he should not sit here, which is incredible for a cat, honestly. I haven't even had to tell him that. He figured that out on his own, that he shouldn't step here. So he usually sits where my laptop is. Yes, I'm talking about you. And so his spot is taken up by my laptop at the moment. But hi, Tiny. Hi, Water Boy. But that does mean that he's sitting like right next to my paint palette, and that means when he sheds, it goes into my paint palette. Yep. Hi, Tens. Yeah. Honestly, Rainbow, I should just check in with you because we were synced up. So, but I do think that like the hysterectomy itself did change some of that. Like I think that my cycle is shorter now, if I'm right about what's going on. But one of the great things about existing is that I also just have regular depression. So you can't really always tell when one is going and it's not the other one. Which is a cool little thing. Thanks, brain. Love that for me. And I will take a sippy for Water Boy. Hi, Doodle. Thank you, Shani. I do have mental health. It's just bad. So it's like technically I do have a tomato in the fridge. It's just rotten. You know? Yeah, my mental health is a tomato. Exactly, Waterboy. That actually, I have some. Should I start at the beginning of a thought at some point today instead of starting in the middle and then tripping on myself trying to go backwards? I do have like a note file where I keep like little ideas that I've had, and one of them
Show me
is
your hands
about exactly that, about rot becoming something good. Which maybe I'll get to that at some point. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Don't ask me how long it's been sitting in the note file. I do have a lot of like kind of zine comic kind of ideas that I haven't gotten around to. Hand and wrist stretchies. But yeah. Cool, I will check that in a bit. Did the neighbor shut up finally? Maybe. Good, good. Yeah, brains do that, Waterboy. And honestly, I feel like sometimes you just need to write it down and then do it for yourself, and then that's enough. You know? It's like, one of the ideas that I have is like incredibly depressing, you know, because I have the mental health. I have the mental Illinois. But I do think that it would help me process some shit. So. He probably does want a peanut. But you need to make sure that the peanut is smaller than his tiny head or he won't be able to eat it. Yeah, fair, Waterboy. But, if you guys want the tea, this is also part of why my mental health has been really shit this week. I've talked about before how my best friend passed away and then my mom passed away a couple months later. My best friend's birthday was the 14th, which is part of the reason why I'm like, ugh. But also, one of the things that I did during the month that my best friend passed away was I was doing National Poetry Writing Month. So I was just writing a bunch of little poems. And honestly, almost all of them were just processing grief in one way or another. And hi, Pioneer. I wrote one about my mom, who was an alcoholic, and like we knew she was gonna die. Like she was drinking herself to death, and it was very obvious. So I wrote a poem about that, almost exactly a year before she died. And I wrote more stuff while she was in the hospital and while we were down there dealing with that situation. And I do think that turning both of those into like a zine combo or like a sequential art wall hanging or something would like help me get through some of that. But yeah. Yeah, for sure, Waterboy. People really like to make dying as inconvenient as possible for you. Hi, Herpel. Just for the record, I've been getting a lot of stretchy redeems today. I'm doing a different kind of stretchy for every redeem that comes in, just for the record. I feel like that gets more of your money's worth. Thank you, Pioneer. But yeah, I guess technically I wrote 3 poems in like a series. Because they all kind of went together with the theme that I was doing. Mm-hmm. Ah, good. Yeah, my grandma stopped drinking, because she became diabetic. But yeah, my mom, died because her organs stopped working, basically, so. Which is super fun, you know? But, like, it was so obvious for so long that, like, the start of the poem for the first one that I did was, I've picked out what shoes I'm going to wear to your funeral. And then the second one is what I did actually wear to her funeral, which were not those shoes because I couldn't find them. And then the last one is me finding the shoes. While I was in the middle of like cleaning up my depression pit. So like, it's not necessarily a happy combo. Yeah, so I wore different shoes than I had originally planned, but they were something that my mom would have liked, so. you know, it fit still. I'm gonna need to do the highlights on this one in ink because I kind of boffed it, but that's fine. Yeah, it was pretty funny because we had to, well, I mean, funny in like a crying clown kind of funny way. You know, because we had to pack really suddenly because she ended up basically in a coma in the hospital. She was in ICU for a significant amount of time, but it was kind of like clear that that was it, so we packed and flew down really quick. So I didn't really have time to look properly, so I just threw something else in the suitcase, kind of a situation. Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. So Dark Crystal is a Jim Henson movie. There was also a show recently. Netflix did a show that they then canceled because that's what they're good at. But it's they're kind of like based off of vultures, and they scared the ever living shit out of me when I was a child. Dark Crystal freaked me the fuck out. I still do not like it, and I understand its merits as a piece of media, but it still like sets off a primal fear in me. I also am just scared of birds in general, which probably didn't help. Cat hair and everything. Yeah, but I don't think... Well, to be fair, Jim Henson's real goal was to make the thing that he wanted to make, which, like, valid. But I don't think that that necessarily helped the financial situation, you know? Because Dark Crystal was actually a financial failure, so... Henson tried so hard to make it so that puppets weren't just seen as a kid thing. And that did not work out great for him, honestly. Too much water. Yeah, for sure, Waterboy. And it's just like, it's again like that stupid ass capitalism thing of constant growth, which is just impossible. Like, that is not an attainable goal.
Capitalism sucks.
Capitalism does suck. Thank you, Matto. Doesn't look right because it doesn't have the right highlight. I can fix that later. Stop focusing on it, please. I'm
escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
Huh?
I'm using this brush for that. That's not the...
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. And like, even if you did, like, if there was a chance that you would make every single human on Earth buy a subscription, you're then out of people to sell to, which means you cannot have infinite growth because there is not an infinite amount of human. Like, it's just cracked from the start. Like, it's not good. You're stupid, and you should feel bad for thinking that this is an achievable goal. But it definitely got to a point where, like, I pretty much don't watch any Netflix original series anymore because I know that it's going to get canceled. Like, yeah, for sure, Waterboy. Yep, yep. Although I have not been interested in any of their originals, I think, Amazon. Um, like, the fact that they also aggressively advertise them to me doesn't help. Because I am definitely from that group of people who remember when there weren't really ads on the internet. So if you try to sell me something on the internet, I immediately go, actually, no, I'm never going to give you any of my money because you pissed me off. Yeah, we had that, the mail-in one, like DVDs with Netflix when we moved to Alaska. Um, actually. It's like, many of the youngins think that's fake. Yeah, to be fair, many of the ads on the internet now act the way that malware ads acted at the beginning of the internet. But, like, I remember when YouTube didn't have ads. I remember when you didn't have to pay Google to get a proper search result. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I remember when I could watch hours upon hours of YouTube music videos without getting a single ad. Because it just wasn't a thing. Yep. That didn't used to be a thing, you know? that was the point I was trying to make. I don't think it's just oversaturation, honestly. I think it's a combination of like more people trying for it for sure, but also the business model completely has changed on the YouTube side. Um, because they aren't interested in paying. So that means that they can, make things shittier for new people who are trying to get in. Because that's the only game in town anymore, So like the constantly changing ad splits and the changing rules about what will show up in a search or not and that kind of stuff. the various suppressions of certain tags, that kind of stuff. And they can like put that under the guise of protecting children, for instance, but at the end of the day, all it is really a way to improve their profit margin so that they don't have to pay creators. Yeah, because the argument isn't really against about children. Like, that's just a wrapper. There's an old political cartoon that shows like, and obviously this isn't only an issue in America, but it's an American political cartoon of Uncle Sam standing in front of a senator, basically, with two different kinds of wrapping paper, and it says, do you want this wrapped as anti-terrorism or protect children? And that's basically all this is. Like, it's just fascism with a wrapper on it, and it's however they can sell it to somebody. And the fastest way to do that is to moralize families and children. So, as like, you can point out conservative, contradictory things as long as you want. They don't give a shit. Because that isn't actually the argument at the end of the day. Like, it isn't the point. So saying like, oh, all these pro-lifers won't take care of kids when they're born, like pointing out that contradictory level doesn't really matter, because that isn't actually the point. The point is just control. And the way that they can earn that control is by pretending that they're caring for children. A little treat. Thanks, Shawnee. I do have some salmiakki right here that I will probably have just because it's close by. I do need to refill my little treat station up here.
One place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Thank you for dapping me. Oh, cool. That's great, Tense. Love that. Love the society we live in. There have been a few times where we've gotten political mailers that are like talking about those evil queers that are trying to take over your family, and I'm like, you're talking to an evil queer. Actually, this is not doing what you want it to. Like, hi, evil queer reporting for duty. Yeah, I think you should go check on him. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Like, you're right, I am one of those evil ones that's gonna talk to your kids. I'm not gonna try to turn them queer, but you know, I will give them a safe space to explore themselves, and if that happens, then that happens. Yeah, I thought I heard Greg come home, but I'm not sure that I did actually. It might have been somebody on the porch. I mean, I didn't really do much, Shawnee, but yes, he is. He's feeling a little bit better. We're both kind of like, because of all the pressure shifts we've been having, our sinuses are trying to murder us. So, hi Sky, hi Raiders, welcome in. Everybody say happy belated birthday, Sky. Sky's birthday was yesterday. How was stream, Sky? Thank you. Ah, good. I don't know how much of Halo I watched. I watched Grim play a fair amount of Halo, but I do not remember, like, which bits it was at all. Like, not even a little bit. It went in my head and then right back out again. Sky is very good at using autism powers to explain various video game stuff. Oh, you can't? Interesting. I can do it. You got a little shout out, yes, but what about second shout out? This is a pale tussock caterpillar. All good, Shawnee. A lot of places will do that automatically if you use the shout out command, but we're not that advanced here. We have some limitations placed upon us. By, the laptop. So this is a pale tussock caterpillar, and they have little like mohawks naturally, so I made him very punk. And then we've got this one, which is a louse, book lice. Book lice is one word, so I don't know if the individual. I would change it to book louse, and it would still be one word, and that would be correct. Or if it's book lice, like sheep, I don't know. I don't know. But he's reading on a stack of books. So that's the other one we're doing at some point. But we're focusing on our punk caterpillar today. Those boots are fine. I can probably add another little highlight once I use the ink because I need to do that on there anyway. I guess next we work on the vest a little bit. And I've kind of taken up all the space of my palette again because I'm really good at that. I don't need the red anymore, I think. Well, actually, I lied. I do want to do something, but we can do that right quick before I do the thing with the stuff. My brain isn't really working today. I don't know if anybody knows. But I know for a fact that I'm not alone in my brain not working today, so. Yes, what can I do for you, Mr. Baby Boy? Mr. Bubba Baby Boy? What do you need? Yeah, but I kind of need it. I need to be able to do things like my job, you know? Oh, I do think that I got drone alerts working through Twitch since the web browser one wasn't working anymore. We'll see if anybody gets me a gift. I did run a test through Twitch and that worked, but Ern has been kind of a fickle little bitch when it comes to alerts. Yeah, that is pretty on brand, honestly. I do always think about if you're a new Who fan, the Savine, when they take over Downing Street. That's just what plays in my head whenever I see a bunch of conservatives meeting together, honestly. Although I would like that without the, fat phobia. But, you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. A bunch of people just farting and pretending like they're really important, you know? Oh, was it really? I mean, I'm not super well versed on everything UK, but I guess I shouldn't be that surprised because similar to the US, those two parties have kind of gotten closer and closer together as time has gone on, you know? I guess that does make a little sense with the second plot with, I forget the name of her, where she's working in Wales to get the Welsh thing. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, which again, very similar to our conservatives. So, Okay, I want to make a denim color. And I'm not entirely certain how I want to do that. I'll poke around and see. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I'll need to mix more of it before this is done, but it's okay. I do think we're gonna get this guy done pretty fast here. Speed running bug painting. One of the things about like doing these where like they're fully lined is that really it's just a coloring book at that point. Like I've already thought about what I want to have happen, so it's not like difficult at all, which means it's easy to blast through. And since these are all like pretty small, each of these sheets is 5 by 5, 5 inches by 5 inches. It's not like I can shove a huge amount of detail in there, so nor do I need to. These are going to be 3-inch by 3-inch stickers about, so like at a certain point, even if I put a lot of detail in, you won't be able to see it. Like, I put the detail in because I want to, not necessarily because it'll show up in the sticker, you know? I do think that I'm probably gonna want to go and put some texture into the dust a little bit. Because, like, I'll like it, so... I think if I do this and then this, I'll make another layer of color that I like. Am I right? I am right. Yeah. It's almost like I do art the way that I want to do art, and sometimes that coincides with things that interest people, and sometimes it doesn't, you know? It's like, I don't know. You can, like, try to focus on a bunch of stuff, like what you think people will like or what trends are going or whatever, but, like, it never works out the way you think it's going to, like, ever. There have been a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna release this sticker and it's gonna sell out immediately and everybody's gonna fucking love it, and I never sell any of them. And then sometimes I'm just like, I'm gonna do this because I think it's funny, and then it's great, you know? And, like, honestly, my best-selling sticker happened by accident because I went viral with a post that I made. Like, you cannot predict these things. You can try, but, like, that isn't how people work. I need to let that dry before I do more shading, but I wanted to get, like, a first pass going. Yeah. Yeah, because I was honestly surprised when I said that you hadn't realized it before, which, like, makes sense. People will say obvious things about me, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Because, like, you don't see it when you're in it, you know? Looking into a fishbowl looks very different than looking out of the fishbowl, you know? But I was like, I But yeah, that's a pattern. That's a pattern that you do specifically. Yeah, see, that's the important part. You gotta make sure that it's the stuff that you want to do. And then it's all, I mean, it's not all sunshine and daisies, but you're at least sticking by your guns. I shouldn't be using this to mix paint. You're too small, sorry. You can't pick up enough paint, which is part of the reason I'm using you for the other stuff. But this is not the correct job for you at the moment. I just heard a strange noise, and the cat isn't in this room. You guys are gonna walk with me and see if Con is causing problems. Okay, you're causing problems for Greg. That's allowed. I heard a weird noise, and I was like, I don't see Con. Okay, yep, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair, Tens, for sure. Yeah, cats be doing that, honestly. They love causing a problem. And then acting appalled that you would stop them from causing a problem. And yeah, streaming is just like, I don't know, a lot of the advice and stuff is like, oh, you want to be a big streamer that does the game, and you want to be a streamer that is always doing the game. It's like, no, actually, I don't. It's always like really big advice about how to like grow a huge audience really quickly and stuff, and I'm like, no, thank you. Not for me. That's so funny. Maybe we need to get her a hammock then. Yeah, that's fair, Tens. I just meant like, if you try to look for advice on ways to improve stuff, you get a lot of like schlock that means nothing. Yeah, I I hate doing clips. I hate TikTok. I hate it. I hate. I hate. I hate. I hate it. I hate it. I hate social media. I hate it. I don't want to, and so I don't. And that does mean that I like don't really sell enough art to live off of. But like, I don't want to. Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of stuff about how to optimize shit, and it's just like, that sounds miserable, and I would rather die. Yeah, for sure, Tens. And I think part of so like, I think I've said this before, but I got affiliate in 6 days. Like in 6 streams. Because I've been on Twitch for a very long time, and therefore I had a bunch of people who already wanted to support me and who knew me. So, and some of them are bigger streamers. So like, for Scotland, rated me on one of my streams, and because he's way more popular than me, it boosted my viewer rate up enough that I got affiliate. Like, I had the numbers to do that, even though I was streaming to 2 people for the rest of those streams. But because I've been on here threatening, yes, Sky also rated me, it's true, but I rated me with like 95 people or something. And I was just looked at that and I was like, holy shit. Honestly, even though they put that in the contract, Tens, I haven't seen anybody lose affiliate or partner unless they did something disgusting. Like, obviously disgusting. That Twitch had to make like a statement about. You still are someone, Sky. You're my friend and your name is Sky. That's someone. Hi, Aiden. Yeah, so I've been Aiden is one of the reasons why I have the schedule that I have, actually. But I've been threatening to stream on Twitch longer than I've known you, Aiden. Because I've been on here for a very long time. Like before Amazon was part of Twitch. Yeah, for sure, Tens. That's honestly the hard part. Which is why I try to help people if I know that they're like getting there. So I will like drag my brother into some rando stream and be like, here, lurk in this so that we can get this person up to 3 views. That is you. Oh, okay. There was something else I thought of. Sliced cheese we are out of. Is that already on your list? Okay, cool. Both. Yeah, the cheddar went moldy, so I threw it out. Thank you. Yeah, I already had 50 viewers when I started streaming. And the amount of stream was fine too. The like viewer average is always the hard part. Even when you're going for partner, it's still like that. Cheese, Gromit. Cheese. But Aiden is the reason that I have the sleep schedule I have, because I wanted to be able to stream in the morning when Aiden could be there. Like in the morning for me, so that it was easier for Aiden to get there. So like I changed my entire sleep schedule like 3 years before I even started streaming. Excuse me. That's fair, Tens. And like, sometimes it's just because you haven't found the niche. So like one of the things about a niche in general is that you're kind of tucked into a rock crag somewhere and not everyone can see you, so it's harder to find for people who are into what you're doing to find you sometimes, which also makes it more difficult. Yeah, it did work, Aiden. Which I will say, I do think that Jick stopping streaming is part of the reason that I stream as often as I do, too. I say stopping streaming as if he also didn't just, like, stop talking to literally everybody on the planet. Like, he just decided to stop streaming. No, that's not an accurate statement. And yeah, I have a lot of beautiful lurkers, too. We just, hang out and vibe, which is also perfectly valid. But I do think, in general, too, it's easier to, like, talk to yourself when you're doing art than when you're doing a game. Because, like, if I was not streaming, I would just be sitting and mumbling to myself while I listen to an audiobook and painted. So, like, if nobody shows up, I just have a regular painting session that I would have. I'm just sitting in a different room than I would be sitting in otherwise, So, oh yeah, I gave up too, Aiden. I haven't heard from him since October. So, and we had a thing planned and then he never got back to me about it, so I'm just kind of like, oh well. My brother just sent me a text with a series of words that I do not understand at all. But yeah, it's kind of just we've done what we can, and if he wants to reach out, he knows where to find us. Yeah, exactly, Aiden. Kind of like, there's nothing we can really do about it, like, so. Okay, I understand now. I don't know. His schedule has changed so drastically because he changed jobs that I don't know that he could. Like, if he did, it would be at a time when neither of us could really show up. You know? Because he, like, has normal sleeping hours now. It's really weird. I know, right? He's being a responsible adult, and it's like, what the fuck? You're supposed to hang out with me online. What are you doing? You need to stay up until 5 in the morning to talk to me. Otherwise, you don't like me anymore. Yeah, exactly. See, Aiden gets it. Although, to be fair, he does actually message me back. So he's not even remotely in the same camp. You know. Yeah, pretty much. How's school going, by the way, Aiden? Like, I'm adding more yellow to this, but I think at the end of the day I'm gonna use some orange in here too. I could go a different way and just be like, oh, you're pulling my collar? When are you pulling my collar, though? You promise? Promise? Do I get a collar and then you'll pull on it? Yeah, totally fair, Aiden. I get it. We kind of did swapsies this year about partner depression. Like, damn, those Canadians really have us down bad. Oh, sorry, Con. That was just my phone falling. It's okay. You'll have to, we will talk about this off stream, but I don't know that I know which province Alfie is in. But, like, I'm down if I can ever save enough money to fly that far again. That was not cheap. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I'll be able to save up, honestly, because I also have, like, big business plans, TM, and things be expensive. Yeah, no, I wasn't asking you to. That's why I specifically said we can talk about it off stream. Like, that is not a thing that you should say in a public forum. everybody who I told my little joke to, who asked why I was in Canada and all that stuff, thought it was very funny because I was like, yeah, I'm visiting my boyfriend who's, out on the other coast kind of thing. And I was like, I would be the one Alaskan who found a Canadian where being an Alaskan didn't help. Like, just the complete opposite coast. Like, let's be as far apart as we can on the same continent. Couldn't have been the Yukon or something. Come on. Yeah, I remember that, Sky. I'm sure that was awful. Because, I mean, to be fair, Texas is kind of awful on its own. Yep. Yep. Like, it's worth it, but come on! The universe, like, give me a fucking break, please? That's fair, Sky. Yeah, but I'm not making anybody come to the US at this point. So. Because, don't do that. Just don't. Just stay away. Oh, see, that was not the case for me. I just cried on the plane a lot. No, you don't even need to say respectfully. Disrespectfully. Fuck this place. I do think, yeah, I saw Cap, and I have thoughts that you will hear after I'm done streaming. But I did plan my trip so that I had, like, other stuff going on, because I also visited Tomato and Sleepy, and I did that first, and then I visited Cap, and then I went to Toronto. So I had, like, a little buffer of, yes, I don't have, like, the person who feels like home, and, but I have other little adventures to plan, you know? What are you eating for dinner, Shani? Yeah, for sure, Aiden. Yeah, I would love to come visit Scotland, but again, I'm an artist and I'm poor. Maybe if I hit it big and go viral next year for realsies, you know. Well, to be fair, I've had 2 things go viral, and one of them, like, actually gets me sales, and the other one just gets people being weird at me, so... Well, one of them sometimes gets me sales. Yeah, I do like Canada, and, like, if my life was a little bit different, I would probably work on moving there. But at the moment, that's not really feasible. So. Oh yeah, that's already on the plan, Cap. Like, if I win the lottery, that's like first down. That's fair, Sky. Honestly, especially the way that it's going. And by it, I mean both of us, country-wise, because we influence each other a bit, you know? Ooh, that does sound good, Shawnee. I haven't had like a proper egg noodle in a really long time. Maybe that's one of the things I'll ask for Greg to get sometime soon. I did plan specifically to go on a little adventure tomorrow. And by little adventure, I mean going to a store to buy drinks. But we're gonna go to one of the Asian markets up here, and I'm just gonna grab a bunch of random shit because a girl needs a little drink, you know? Well, you can't have Aiden's guy. Aiden is spoken for. I'm sure there's plenty of other nice Irish folks. Oh yeah, Diavra. Good choice. Actually, I will vouch for Diavra. That is legitimately a good choice. Okay, I like the color that we have on the hairs. I still need to work on the mohawk. I still need to do details on the vest. And then I need to do some highlights, and then maybe he's done. Yeah, that's totally fair, Aiden. You should be pissed about it. I will say that since I've known Aiden, I specifically have started calling BST Belfast Standard Time instead of British. And it really pisses British people off, and it's great. I love it. I would highly recommend that anybody call that Belfast Standard Time and watch people's faces change color. Yep. They get real mad about it. British people in general, Shawnee. As if you usually it's British Standard Time, right? But I call it Belfast Standard Time. They don't like it. Yeah, I know, Con. He came back for a little bit and then he left again. And your life is just woe and misery. Yeah, I know. I know, you're so lonely. You're so lonely. And somebody moved a suitcase today. It was very, very distressing. Perfect. Classic cat behavior. I agree, Shawnee. I know. Your life is so hard. Your life is so hard. Yeah. Poor girl with a soggy butt. Oh, I think you got ace earlier, right, Shawnee? It's an ace kind of day. I mean, that is classic kid behavior. I mean, unless you were me and then you didn't hang out with friends, you hung out by yourself in your room. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase this. I had friends, but I was better friends with them than they were with me, I guess is the way that I can phrase that. Fair, Shawnee. Yeah. So I did have two friends that lived on the same block as me, and I guess the kid next door was also my friend, but like, not really. It was just a proximity situation. It wasn't like we actually liked each other. But so the two kids on my block also hung out with me, but they were not what you would call good friends in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, as a kid, you kind of didn't realize how fucked up it was, but then, like, looking back as an adult, you're like, why did anybody let these people treat me like this? Okay, I need to decide what color I want to use for shading the mohawk. And I think he's done. Well, I guess I need to also add the white ink, but we gotta do the watercolor first, so. Maybe just using this color, actually. Well, that may make it look too samey. Let me do this. Ah, yeah, that's good, Shani. Who was it we were talking about books we liked? Kids. Oh, it was in Rainbows, that's right. We were talking about Redwall, and then we kind of expanded from there. Yeah. The reason I thought of that was because I mentioned in Rainbows that I liked Tamara Pierce when I was in high school. And that's because a friend introduced me to those books because she said that I reminded her of Dane when I was playing with her rabbits because they weren't scared of me. And so those books imprinted on me hardcore when I was in high school. And I was actually one of the friends that I do think was actually my friend. As I mentioned before, I went to like a very affluent school that basically was kind of treated like the Ivy League of public schools, and it was a fucking nightmare, especially if you were like me and had undiagnosed mental illness. Because everybody was doing like a million extracurriculars, and there were so many AP classes, and if you weren't in an AP class, you were just kind of like left in the dust. And all of my friends were like in the AP classes, and my other two friends, other than the one that I'm talking about, one had 2 doctors for parents, and the other one had like 2 lab scientist parents who were like doing research science and stuff for big corporations. So they were like both rich and also kind of weird, which is why they were my friends in the first place. But this friend had like a very large family, and her family was a little bit closer to where my family was financially, because my dad was working at a college, and this is before he was like top dog at college, which he is now. So it was like I was poor for the school district, and so she was really nice, and she like, this will tell you something about the town I grew up with, but she shared a room with her sister, and her brothers shared a room, which was like unheard of in this town. Like nobody shared a room because everybody was so richy rich. And they had a house that was like, had been split apart to be apartments for a while, and they were like still in the process of fixing it up because they'd run out of money basically. So it was like, we were both weird kids who got made fun of for being poor. So I think that we kind of got along a lot better than the other people I was friends with, even though we met later than the other people I was friends with. But still, nobody talked to me after I moved to Alaska, so you know. I do have fonder memories of that person than I do of my other friends, though. Including introducing me to a book series that became my personality for a number of years. I feel like I've kind of ended up making his mohawk look like straw. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. Because, like, we weren't fully cooked yet. You know? Like, I don't think, like, if Cap and I, for instance, which is one of the ones that I've thought about a lot, had met at a different time in our lives, we wouldn't have been the right people yet. We had to go through, like, a lot of character development first to end up where we are, you know? So, like, even aside from the, like, coming out angle, like, we weren't done baking yet. Oh, yeah, very shiny. I mean, yeah. It do be like that. And I definitely was, like, not a kind person for a very long time because I was very traumatized in a way that was regularly ignored. And I had to deal with it myself. Like, it's still ignored by the people who should have been protecting me. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta put on your adult underwear and stare and go, fine, I'll do it my fucking self. Yeah. 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 They don't like it when you try to make them realize that something they did was wrong. Because then they would have to admit that they were wrong about something. That's the worst fate to them. Like, completely fucking up somebody that they're supposed to care about, that's not a horrible fate. That's fine. Actually admitting that they did something like that, nope. That's too hard. Why would you ask that of them? Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, those kind of people are fucking miserable. And a lot of that is of their own making. Because they've decided that growing is for other people to do to accommodate them. And that anything else is just you bullying them. Because, yeah, I tried to have those conversations for a bit and then I just kind of gave up. I was just like, you know what? I know it was fucked up. The people around me who actually give a shit about me know that it was fucked up. I don't need you to, like, acknowledge that it was fucked up. Because actually, at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit about your opinion. So I don't know why I was seeking your approval in the first place. Uh-huh. Yep. Made a piece of art about that, as a matter of fact. Welcome back, Kip. Where is that one? Not in here, is it? one day, I will have the right organization so that I can actually find the things that I am looking for. But it's not today. You can do whatever feels right to you, Shawnee. You're not messing my flow.
Does it feel good?
Ah,
Ah. I don't know where I put that one. It's around here somewhere. This one. Found it. You're stubborn enough to die that way. That's a you problem. Your little paw. I'm gonna poke it and you aren't gonna like it. Look at your little paw. It's so cute. They're so cute. Okay. You're welcome on stream whenever you want, Shawnee, or just to hang out. Like, either way. Hi, Bewitch. Thank you, Shawnee. Oh, you're very welcome. I did see that you streamed the other day, and it was at a time that I wasn't able to pop in, and I was like, eh. But I hope stream went well. That was more intense than I meant. Calm down. Ooh, nice. I do love a granulating watercolor. I get the brand that I get because it does really extreme granulation. And I just like it. I think it's neat. They can be like really difficult to work with, but so am I, so you know. Ooh, yeah, true. We should all like get in a call and cook our D&D characters. Not you. I need to put more of this green on my palette, and I'm not sure where the tube is. Not you, not you. I don't remember if you were one of the big tubes or not. I think no. Not you. You? No. There's so many greens. There he is. I needed Hooker. Yeah, I use Daniel Smith. Ooh, that's really cool. That's fun. There are quite a few colors from the Daniel Smith where it's like their fancy artist line where people have mixed pigments and then they will sell you like the fancy one that they mix for themselves kind of a situation. And those ones will granulate like really crazy. So there is one that's like what's that color called? It's like Moon Glow or something like that. That's like kind of a purpley blue black color. And that one will like separate into the different pigments all on its own, and it's so cool. Yeah, Moon Glow slaps. Oh yeah, that would be super cool, Bewitch. I love that idea. Neat. That sounds like a lot of fun. Hi, KLW. It's on Wednesday. Thank you. I don't think I saw you before, so I don't know that it's a repost. Oh no, Shawnee. Not the hiccups. I think everybody should give Shawnee a compliment, and that will scare them, and then the hiccups will go away. Oh, fair, KLW. Right? Shawnee is like the sweetest person in the entire world. Very much, I'm gonna do another Doctor Who reference today. Very much the, went through all that suffering and it just made it kind. Which is about a whale, but also it's about Shawnee. You know, Shawnee is a whale in my heart. Yeah, we like Shawnee here. #1 Shawnee fans. No, I don't have Violet, so it was a different Katie. I was on Animal Crossing this morning. But I actually gave my copy of Violet to somebody when I visited Canada. Because I wasn't going to use it, and it was the correct choice in like a number of ways. Good. I signed back in yesterday and started like cleaning up the massive amount of flowers that were on my island. So that's what I'm doing, and then I want to like actually design the area that the flowers were that I haven't designed because the amount of flowers was too overwhelming for me to want to do anything. You need to get your appreciation, Johnny, because we appreciate you. So you have to be appreciated. I'm getting so many text messages. That's good. That's good. We're wearing you down, Shawnee. I do warn all my friends that I will make you accept compliments via exposure therapy. And I have been right 100% of the time so far. Um, you know, do wish that I had done the yellow underneath here too, so that I got a nicer highlight like back here. But that's okay. Not a big deal. Does Spotify stop again? Why are you like this? Fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, we need to study how kind you are, Shawnee, so that we can figure out how to make other people that kind. Got him. Okay, I think we're at the spot where I put white ink on this and then we're done. And then I run off into the night, I think. By the night, I mean the mid-afternoon. Oh yeah, that's fair, KLW. Like, they really, like, they always say they're trying to keep people from time traveling because they're like, oh, you should be experiencing the game this specific way that we've decided. And then they make it, like, the only way to get anything done. So, like, I don't time travel, but I also understand. Is like, especially with the new, like, limits on how much stuff you can order from the catalog a day. Like, what do you mean I can only order 5 things a day and then you think that I shouldn't time travel? Like, actually get fucked. I will do what I please. I think that's valid, honestly. And the thin one. I just made a funny joke in my head. You all just need to understand that the joke I made in my head is really funny, but it's not appropriate for me to say on stream, so I'm not gonna. But know that I made a really funny joke in my head, okay? Thank you. It was dirty. That's why I didn't say it on stream. It's true. Although I feel like that's kind of like a safe bet with me at any given time. If I'm like, I shouldn't say that on stream. It's either like a massive amount of oversharing, private information for somebody else, or it's really dirty.
Show me your hands.
I do stretchy. Well, yeah, it's about you, Cat, so. Which is why I was like, I shouldn't say
You're
that
doing
on stream,
amazing,
actually.
sweetie.
Meow. Hi, Amma.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank you. I did stretchy, I did CP, I do hams. Well, Sleepy does need to work on building themselves up, honestly. We need to help Sleepy board the self-love train, I think. So, I think that's a good shout. Okay, I did hams, I did sippy, I did stretchy. That was all that was promised, yes. Okay. Okay. I think this is done now. I was gonna put some texture on the vest, but like, I don't know that I want to do that.
This is a self-care checkpoint. Do you need to take meds? Get some water? Some food? Take a break or a stretch?
And shake it back.
Please do so now. Thank you.
Capitalism sucks.
Capitalism does sucks. Thank you. We're gonna be here for an hour. Why did you ask that, Cap? Ladies are gonna say every single soup that they like. That's fair. That's fair, yeah. I do have an answer for that one, just because, like, I don't know. I came up with an answer to that one in 2013, and it stayed the same. Did you listen to the song I sent you, Sleepy, actually? Never apologize for making curry. You're making the world a better place. See, I have answers. I do have answers for these things. Oh, yeah. Took me a second. Yeah, that one was something. Just make sure you're wearing a watch at the same time, I guess. So you aren't discriminating. Now that I added this, I don't know that I like it better. Like, I don't hate it more, but I don't know that it was really necessary. But then again, what do I do that is necessary? Like, I'm very extra all the time. Oh, yeah, I have like an Apple Watch, which is a hand-me-down, so I do technically have a watch, but probably not the kind that is necessary for that reaction from that person. Okay. You know, you're sticking your little paws out here, and I know you don't like it when I touch your beans, but they're so cute. You're really asleep. I can do whatever I want. Little paw beans. Paw beans. Paw beans. Little beans. I gotta touch a bean. Okay. Oh, good morning. Okay. I think I'm gonna read out now because I think this is done, and then we can work on the book lice next time, which will be my birthday. So that will be on Wednesday morning. Stars will be streaming with me. Did I put that on here? Or did I just think about it? I did. So yeah. Stars, Toasted Stars, who is friendo, and if you hang out here, you probably know Stars, will be on my stream on Wednesday, which is technically the collab that was promised from the Tipathon. And then Sleepy will be on my stream on Friday. So we can do some, I'll be doing art and then people will be chatting with me because that's how we roll here. So yeah, be here for my birthday, please. Pretty please. Okay? Okay. But we are... Oh, you only just noticed Sleepy? Yeah, I made you a little plushie. You're a little plushie and I'm squishing you. And the other one is Stars. Hi, Topia! But somebody has gone live who I know is trying to do a partner push, so we will go right into Blanc and give Blanc a couple extra viewers to try and push that horrifying average up, for a little bit. And then Rainbow is also streaming later today. But I don't want to stream long enough for Rainbow to start streaming because I'm tired. And I'm done with the art that I need to do. Yeah, let's merge some tabs, baby. Okay, I'm gonna slip over to my ending screen because that is, in fact, what is happening at the moment. I have anything else to say? I don't know that I do. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for dealing with all my random rants and shit. And just me kind of being a sad sack today because you know what? Sometimes brain chemistry is an asshole. And yeah. Let me do a couple little things here. I need to type this out before I open the other stream because otherwise my laptop will cry. Then I need to do this. And then I need to do this. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just gotta hang out with people and it'll be better. It will be. Why are you so jumpy? Calm down. Calm down. You know who that is. Let me run that through. Thank you, Shawnee. Shawnee's putting the raid commands in chat. The first one has an emote you can use if you're subscribed to my channel. The second one has an emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter your subscription status. So please copy and paste the one that is relevant to you if you're coming with us, which would be very much appreciated. And I'm sure Blanc would appreciate a lurk since he's working on getting partner. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being nicest to me. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of or be kind to yourself for yourself, please do so for me. Because I think you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's hard. So let's all work on being kinder to ourselves and each other, and then we can meet up back here and, you know, get a top up or say our victories or, you know, scream into the void, whatever works. And I will see you all on Wednesday for my birthday. Okay, bye.